Welcome to the Essence of the Soul.
A safe haven for all souls.
My name is Linda.
And my name is Paris, and welcome to episode 14. Today we're going to be talking about our numerology series, Life Path 6. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is a very interesting life path. It's the completion of the second Trinity. So we talked about 1, 2, and 3, which is the first Trinity, and then we have 4, 5, and 6, which is the second Trinity. So in a sense, it's like two triangles, right? Which creates almost like a diamond.
A star diamond.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this path, they say that life path 6 is almost like an alchemist. And it's actually a very magical path, but at the same time, they face a lot of hardships and things that they kind of have to go through in order to upgrade themselves and achieve, whatever it is that they need to do in this life path. So generally, this is not really an easy life path to walk because it's very hard to balance out the polarities of both masculine and feminine. They need to find their own masculinity and femininity within and marry the two, which is kind of hard to do within this third dimensional world. But they carry a karmic energy, and this doesn't mean that they are a karmic debt number, not at all. They carry the energy of karma because they follow the law of karma. So in this life, ultimately, they were born into a lineage that could have massive issues, problems, karmas, things that need to be resolved and have been repeated over the last few decades. Yeah. So they come into this lineage to transform or take upon themselves a big chunk of karma, a specific type of karma that was left from the ancestors. So that could be like money, like relationships. It could be spiritual work. It could be like certain type of karma that the ancestors had left there. And if you have a life path 6 who comes into the next generation, they're the ones who are supposed to solve that karma, to finish it ultimately. So they can be born like extremely talented, smart, or good at a lot of things because they are the second Trinity, like I said, the diamond. So they do carry those two energies of the masculine and feminine, but that's why they call them alchemists, because they're very powerful. And a lot of them would call them actually like the miracle child. These people, they have like an exceptional like resilience towards adversity, because as children they actually do face a pretty adverse childhood. But the thing about this life path 6 is that these adverse type of events that happen to them, they actually don't break or like throw them off. They usually build and prepare them for, to become this upgraded version of themselves as adults. So when life knocks them down, they get right back up. Like that's the type of person that they are.
Stronger.
They're resourceful. They're good with manifestation. And this is actually something that is the most powerful part about a life path 6, and also the most magical part, which is that because they have so much power in their intentions and their words and manifestations, their thoughts, their actions, a lot of times it always comes true. And this could be for both good and bad. So as a life path 6, you have to be very careful with understanding which words you're using, right? So they say that words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. Same thing with like cursive. That's why sometimes it's like curses, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important for them because whatever comes out of their mouth, they manifest. And that same thing, like I said, goes for their thoughts and their actions as well. So, they have a sense or a talent where they can actually like just make things happen. And the thing about a 6 too, why I say like they're good manifestors, is I'm saying like a life path 6, if they say something either good or bad, it's like it just happens for them 10 times more than any other life path number.
And they do say that life path 6 is considered karma too. So just as fast as karma hits, it can be good or bad. Whatever you manifest, that comes back 10 times as fast, like you mentioned.
Exactly. And, like you reap what you sow, and what goes around comes back around as well.
But this is also really good for life path 6 too, because if you do stay on the positive aspect, you can easily attract and manifest like anything you want into your life.
Yeah, for sure. And they have like a mystical aura or like a strong gaze. But they just have to be cautious about what they say and what they manifest. But yeah, so be careful of like negative mental states. When this happens, you have to kind of snap yourself out of it and say like, okay, I shouldn't be thinking like that. Maintain the integrity of your word, because like gossiping is low vibrational, lying, or trying to like keep promises that you just can't keep. It's not good for a life path 6. Their communication should be able to like lift people up and not bring them down. And they're also called to like create things in the world, and not be okay with the status quo. They're here to like build the world and have like these like innovations where they can help communities of people.
Yeah, utilizing their creativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And life path 6 is interesting. They have a sense of responsibility to their families or like communities. Their blueprint is not meant to sit around, and they were given a lot of power. So you see how there's like a lot of like, this is where the magic kind of comes in, where the life path of 6, like you're given a lot of power. Like sometimes like you can't even see it or you don't know what it is, but it's in you, and you kind of have to deal with these large chunks of karma in order to figure it out. And these people as well, their impact is always like beyond themselves. Like if it's at the very minimum, they're going to be impacting their families, their lineages, and they're going to shift like a karma to be finished pretty much. And I will say too, it's interesting. I feel like, so the number 6 is also ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, and could also be associated with both signs of Libra or Taurus.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as well. So 6 is also, even though they go through a lot of adverse events, sometimes like even a harder childhood, they also have a lot of love and nurturing inside of them.
Yeah, life path 6, your path is mainly of balance and responsibility. So they kind of, like you mentioned, life path 6, they go through a lot of adversities, and their purpose is to balance the polarities in life. And so they actually referred life path 6 to having a 3-lane life path. So there's 3 different lanes in your life, where the centered one is where you are balanced and you're learning to balance both polarities, or you either fall from, either sides. And you may find yourself leaning towards each side of life at some points in your life, but a part of you will always yearn and fall back into the being centered and balanced, because that's where your fulfillment resides and where you will be most satisfied in life.
For sure. Yeah, so to kind of go in depth with like their childhood, actually, so like I said, like it's not supposed to be easy, but if they play their cards right, like they can actually become this like amazing thriving person as in their adult life. But a lot of 6s are challenged in their childhood to kind of go through either some sort of health condition, like parents separating, not having like family who have enough time for them or give them attention, or they could also be born into like even poverty, or like not having enough money or stability for them. It's always some sort of like karmic situation that's like happening for life path 6, and it's not their fault. It's just a part of the life path. They are here to kind of figure it out, and usually they are the odd ones out. And saying this with love, which is that they actually have been like marked from birth with some sort of challenges. Like they have to go through challenges, because once they go through this challenge, they're meant to thrive. They're meant to like be something great. They're meant to change the lineage. Like I said, like they're here for a specific mission, which is to solve the karma, pretty much.
And that's why usually, like, for life path 6s, their childhood challenges are usually dealing with, like, responsibilities at a very young age that they probably weren't able to handle yet at that time. And that's kind of what, allows them to become more responsible like individuals growing up. So a lot of people do rely on them and do see them as very responsible people, and people go to them for advice. They're actually known as the advisor or the peacemaker, actually, or the problem solver.
Yeah.
And so, the reason why you go through a lot of like obstacles is so that you can be that for others.
Of course.
And 6, you're meant to serve in this way, which is, healing your ancestral lineage or serving humanity in this way.
For sure. And I mean, even like with, all of that, like great things about a 6. I mean, I am born on a 6, like I embody some of these qualities as well. And I feel like, even though they go through a lot of these like bad things, they tend to also like just underestimate themselves and their potentials. There's like so much love and nurturing in like a 6 where sometimes they don't recognize like how great they actually are. And it takes a lot because growing up, their self-esteem becomes so low and they can become moody, depressive. They have very high highs and very low lows, like this is not like, I would say it's not like a life path 3, right? Where the 3 is like super chill and like they have more freedom, they can do a lot of stuff. A life path 6, like they don't really have like a chill life path. Like this is not something that they signed up for. They signed up to specifically do this, like if you're a life path 6, and you hear all of these things and if you resonate with it or not, at the same time, and this is for, the collective as a whole. So if you are a life path 6, remember that you signed up to do this so that you can be this greater, most nurturing, loving advisor, like type of person. The number 6 is also about being the divine mother as well, So, they were given just so much power and potential, and they can do a lot if they actually like embody this life path, in the right ways. So, yeah, maybe you want to tap into like what are some careers and like love life or life path 6.
Yeah, so based on like the strengths that we already mentioned for life path 6, you have a lot of responsibility like strengths that you gained over the course of your life through the challenges you've went through as a childhood as well. That makes you a very trustworthy person. You can also be very motivating and determined and very responsible. So you can do best in an area where, you can be of service. You can be very nurturing. Like you said, they are the divine mother, like nurturing, caring for young children, teaching, healing. Those are all very good areas. And, like you can essentially choose like, any other career that, you will be able to be good in. But one thing about you is that you also like, you tend to take responsibility for everything. You don't like to really hand those off to other people because you may feel that they might not do it correctly. So that's a really interesting thing for life path 6. Going into love, actually. So life path 6, you actually attract people that need rescuing. So a lot of people come to you for, because you're a peacemaker, you're an advisor, you're a helper, and you love to do that. You love to be of service to others. You may attract those type of people, which eventually may drain you out and make you feel like depleted in a way. So that's something to look out for in love. But in terms of like compatibility for other life path numbers, life path 1 is very compatible. They're very determined and they have this drive to become successful, which could kind of help you as well. Also with balancing too, because you are more of the nurturing side, whereas like ones, they're more like on the masculine side of providing and like, determination too. Life path 2 could be compatible with you as well. They're very compassionate and caring, just like you are, like as nurturing individuals. 6 are very family oriented. So that's like really compatible with 2s because 2s, their purpose is to love and to care and to be nurturing of others. So those 2 would be very great for starting a family. You may be compatible with life path 9. 9s are humanitarians and they're also very determined and driven to succeed as well. So you 2 will probably be able to be good in like either partnerships or business as well to be of service to humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, like every episode, I like to kind of go into if you were born on the 6, 15, or 24. So all of these numbers pretty much hold the energy of the number 6. I was personally born on the number 6, March 6th. So I really do love this number. I feel like it's a beautiful number. And I will kind of go into like interesting enough too, like you were talking about with the partner, sixes, they tend to get taken advantage of a lot, and they experience a lot of like betrayals, and for some reason it's just kind of like in the energy of a 6 because they have so much of this nurturing energy that it's easy to like kind of I don't know, manipulate them, or just kind of like use them in a sense. Yeah, so if you were born on a 6, 15, or 24, it is the number of equilibrium, balance, harmony, truth, justice, and reciprocity. Like it's all just balancing each other. It's the number of love, of course. Like we said, it's ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love. They are humanitarians. They're serving a greater purpose in what they do. They love people, but they attract like people who need love, like we're saying.
Yes.
So they have to be careful about who they allow in their space. 6 is also the number of creation, and is also what they call a pregnancy number.
Oh, interesting.
But they also say that most of pretty much all the even numbers, so 2, 4, 6, 8, they're all pregnancy numbers, where you could either be pregnant with ideas or a child. It's
that creative energy.
Yes, for sure. And the 6th root of the number is compassion, loving, responsibility. Sometimes like they can hold grudges as well, because they get taken advantage of, like I was saying. So they do, like if you heard a 6, like they can remember that. 6 is magnetic. They attract both feminine and masculine energies. Like the energy of a 6 is like their energy is so like loving, almost like, I wouldn't say it's like seductive, but it's more kind of like they have this energy where like both men and women born on 6, 15, or 24, they're very, very good looking. They're very like these people, they would just attract a lot of like eyes.
And that usually has to do with their aura. It's very exciting, so it draws people into them.
Yes.
And usually, like I said, it's like the wrong type of people, because those are the people that need healing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, with that, a lot of these people, they are considered also very beautiful, just like like we said with Life Path 5 as well. They draw in a lot of people, so people are attracted to them pretty much. And then lastly, some advice that I would give to a Life Path 6, or even if you were born on this type of energy number, it's important to do gratitude exercises to fill your own cup and recognize your own accomplishments, so that you don't feel empty or depressed. And just keep a journal. Like make sure you're writing down all of the things that you've done for yourself, because it's important that you recognize your achievements. Remember that you have so much power and potential. Like the universe gifted you like on purpose, so that you can accomplish like the cycle of completing karmas for your family, your lineage. And then also like it's important to also have like a partner, a life partner or significant other who is also optimistic, because these people can kind of help you find hope.
Yes.
Being hopeful is important in this life path, because in a sense it's like a self-care tactic, based on all of the adverse events and childhood traumas and the energy of the karma. It's important that you have somebody in your life who's going to allow you to stay hopeful. You have somebody who's, optimistic and going to say, hey, like, you got this, like, don't worry about it. And I would say for a Life Path 6, your biggest lesson is just balance both masculine and feminine polarities, And what I mean by that is your mind and your heart. You have to know how to balance that. Like, I said, like, number 6 is the second trinity. You are the second completion here. The 3, 6, and 9s are all about this sort of completion. And number 6 here, you know, like you just have to learn how to balance your heart and your mind. Make sure that, you know, you are embodying both masculine and feminine energies, and just making sure that your health, your life, your relationships are all balanced. 6 is all about love and nurturing. So make sure that you know who is right for you in your life and who's not.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great advice for Life Path 6.
Yeah.
Some advice that I would like to add on to that is focus on love, peace, healing, and understanding. Life Path 6, it's not easy. You know, you go through a lot of adversity, a lot of like traumas and struggles, and it might be easy to become pessimistic or cynical, but like Paris did say, like stay focused on the brighter side, the positive side, whether it's, you know, having a positive support system there for you through like your partner or your friends. Also, find your purpose, find what makes you feel fulfilled, because you need to have a sense of purpose or a sense of feeling like you're of service to others, to feel fulfilled in life, because that's what sixes are. Sixes are about that nurturing, giving, and almost like a humanitarian energy too.
Yeah.
Be positive, be open to change. Don't overthink, you know, and don't over like look things as well. Look to the brighter side of situations, and you know that will greatly help you continue on your journey of becoming the best version of yourself too. And so yeah, that was a beautiful, you know, explanation of Life Path 6. So hopefully you gained some information through this. Let us know if you resonated with any of these things, or if you feel like you have more to add. That would be very helpful for other people that are Life Path 6s as well. And stay tuned for Life Path 7 in the next episode. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.